Welcome to this short video on the psychological type indicator, a Jungian assessment from Profiles-R-Us and ReadytoManage. Jungian assessments are based on the theories first proposed by Carl Jung in the early part of the 20th century. They're a tool for understanding the self and the interpersonal difficulties that arise between people. They use 4 attributes to describe a person's general tendencies, and these include extroversion versus introversion, sensing versus intuition, thinking versus feeling, and judging versus perceiving. Combinations of these attributes yield 16 unique psychological types. The psychological type indicator, or PTI, was developed based on the Jungian model in 1996 in the UK and first published in 1997. It's been used by companies and organizations around the globe for 17 years. The typical reasons one might use a type indicator include to better understand oneself and become more self-aware, to understand others, to identify reasons why others behave so differently, to understand why others perceive things differently, to understand why people make decisions differently, and really to learn to appreciate others. We've seen why an individual might explore their personality type, but why do organizations use type? Well, really, there's many purposes. First, they use them in personal development, and in particular in coaching individuals and career counseling. They also use them for team building and team training as really important tools to understand how the different individuals in the group and their different personality types have implications for how the group works as a unit. And finally, they often use them in culture change or change initiatives as a helpful tool. A couple of important notes about Jungian assessments. Generally, the Jungian type community advocate that any coach or facilitator who intends to utilize a type assessment should really be certified in the use of the tool or be very knowledgeable about the instrument and its uses. It's important to remember always there are no best types. Type theory simply describes healthy personality differences. And finally, it's important to remember these are not rigid categories. These are tendencies. These are preferences and inclinations. And people of a particular type often behave in very different ways in the real world. And so while the tool is very healthy and important to use in understanding differences, it's really important not to use them to box people in. Like all of the assessments from Profiles-R-Us and ReadytoManage, the PTI includes a personalized report of results that's available to the learner immediately upon completion of the assessment. It's an online report that's also available in PDF downloadable format and provides detailed type interpretive information for the learner. This might include the main characteristics of the type, the contributions that this type usually makes to a team, what careers folks with that particular type generally tend to enter into, and also includes summaries of the other types, those psychological or personality types that the individual is not a part of, so that they can better begin to understand how their personality type differs from those of others around them and what that might mean for the interactions. Taking a PTI really works in 3 easy steps. First, you make a purchase in our web store, and we'll send you a user ID and password within 24 hours. The second step is to log in at our learner portal and select any options presented to you by the system, such as the long or short form of the assessment. And finally, complete the online self-assessment questionnaire and download your personalized report of results. If you decide to move forward with a PTI, you can consider a couple of add-ons or ways we can help you. First, consider having us conduct a personal debrief of your results. We do this over the phone or via Skype, and you can simply order it by purchasing it in the web store. Second, we do have available a technical manual about the PTI and how it's used. And we also are able to conduct certification workshops for individuals or groups. And so give us a call or shoot us an email about that if you're interested. And finally, if you decide to have an entire cohort or group of learners take the assessment, contact us and we can set them up for you as a group and help you monitor the results. Finally, before we go, we just want to make sure you're aware we have a variety of assessments available through Profiles-R-Us in our web store. These include competency assessments, style assessments, situational assessments, the PTI, which we've talked about, and two other type-based instruments, the ideal team profile and the management team roles profile that are based on the same Jungian model, and that can be really valuable for people and groups who want to extend their understanding and use of PTI into their groups and teams. Thanks again for checking us out. We hope you'll stop by the web store.